Welcome back to MovementProfessional.com. So today I want to take a look at some side lying exercises that help us improve hip extension and take us through a little bit of a continuum of how to progress gradually so you can start this process no matter what your fitness level is, no matter what your mobility level is. All right, so using a wall to give us a sense of where our posture is, we're going to start with just getting the back of the belt, the upper back, and the back of the head as much as possible on the wall. All right, so you're gonna just try to find those positions first. So I'm feeling the back of my belt, which is like the base of the sacrum, the space between the shoulder blades, or you can think of it as, where the back of a bra would be, and then the head is on here. And you can use your hand, but you can also put it like a pillow or a towel roll just to feel like the head is supported. But right now I'm just having the head press into the wall. So the first thing I want to be able to do is find those positions of the trunk, and then I'm going to move my top leg into the wall. So I'm moving the top heel into the wall, trying to maintain all of those points of contact along the spine. And then I'm going to push the heel into the wall, and right there I'm trying to basically engage my top hamstring. All right, maintaining those points of contact against the wall, and then I'm bringing that back. So this should be one of the easier positions to get, but you should still be able to feel your hip extenders working, your hamstrings, inner thighs a bit, and then you can start to inch yourself away from the wall once you feel like you have that, trying to keep the essence of the same posture. So now you don't have the wall for feedback, but you try to get a sense of the shoulders are stacked, the hips are stacked on top of each other. I like to take this top hand and just feel my sacrum, make sure that that feels like it's pretty level there, especially as I bring this top leg back. And I'm trying to create like a 90-90 position over time with this leg and this leg. So I want to at least start this bottom leg at a 90-degree angle, 90 degrees hip flexion, 90 degrees knee flexion. And then as I get farther away from the wall, I'm trying to get this hip more into at least neutral hip extension. All right, but it's a game of inches. So if I feel like that makes my back hurt, makes my hip hurt, gives me some type of symptoms I don't want, a lot of people will get cramping in this hamstring. You just start a little closer to the wall, and then you gradually move away from the wall. The trajectory of how this leg comes back matters. So if we start with this knee pretty high, that's going to promote a little bit more external rotation of this hip, which is farther away from hip extension, but it might give us a little bit more glute max activity. So depending on what we're going for, that can be useful. If we're trying to go for more hip extension, I actually want to stay the thigh more parallel to the ground, or even a little biased towards adduction towards the ground. All right, so we're looking for inner thigh, hamstring activity here. As we get farther away and we get this hip closer to full extension, we'll feel a little bit more glute max and hamstring working together. So when we look now at the bottom leg, we're going to use a foam roller here. I'm going to start in the same position that we did with the top leg. So we're going to get the back of the head, upper back, back of the belt to the wall. And instead of having my knees stacked, now I'm just going to put this top leg on the foam roller, and then the bottom leg now is going to be on the wall. All right, so taking a look at what this looks like, I'm actually going to show it on the other side to get this set in place. So I want the outer part of my heel to be on the ground, and then I want the rest of the heel to be on the wall. All right, so that's going to be the starting point for this foot. All right, and then I'm just going to, again, start with my back. This wall's not perfectly straight, so it's not a great example. But again, I want the back of the belt, upper back, back of the head as close to the wall as possible. And I'm going to be resting this top leg right on the foam roller here. So as I create pressure into the wall, in this case, I'm feeling hamstring, and then I can float my knee up a little bit. I'm going a little bit more towards adduction, internal rotation. I'll get my adductors involved through there. All right, and then I just move myself further away, trying to stack the hips, trying to stack the shoulders as much as I can, getting this top leg at about a 90-degree angle, and then I'm pushing the bottom heel into the wall, trying to keep the outer edge of my foot on the ground. So I don't want to start having this foot creep up the wall, and I'm going to engage adductors, hamstrings. I float the knee up here, I get a little bit more adductor and internal rotation activity. And then again, it's a game of inches. I'm just trying to move myself progressively further forward while maintaining this stacked alignment, head over shoulder over hip, as my knee gets more under my hip, right? So I get more towards extension, but I need that same foot anchor the whole time. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. That's looking at 2 side lying exercises that we can do to promote hip extension. One where we're biasing the top leg, the other where we're biasing the bottom leg. If you have any questions, please go to movementprofessional.com. I'll see you next time.